Most people use Gemini like a basic chatbot. They type a prompt, get an answer, and move on. That's a trap. If you're still paying for research assistants, slide designers, or data entry, you're burning cash. Gemini 3.0 just made those tools obsolete. It's built differently than what you're used to. It's multimodal. It processes images, videos, audio, and entire code bases all at once. I've spent the last month testing every part of this system. I found capabilities most users will never discover. You're about to learn things that will completely change how you use AI. Let's start with the basics most people skip. That's understanding what Gemini 3.0 Pro actually is. This model is built for complex reasoning. It handles multi-step problems and plans workflows. It executes tasks autonomously. You give it a goal, it breaks the goal into steps. It uses the right tools to get it done without you micromanaging every detail. Gemini 3.0 Pro has different thinking levels. You can set it to fast for quick answers, or you can select thinking when you need to analyze something deeply. Go to the model picker and select thinking to activate advanced reasoning. Now I'll give you a realistic marketing problem. I'm launching a new productivity app and I need to allocate my budget. Strategy A costs $10,000 for social media ads, Strategy B costs $5,000 for SEO, and Content Marketing Strategy C costs $15,000. Watch this. The thinking mode takes a few extra seconds because it's planning its response. Gemini doesn't just spit out a generic answer, it's breaking down the problem, it's calculating potential ROI for each strategy, it compares the long-term value versus the upfront cost, it's showing me the math and explaining why content marketing has a longer payoff curve. It isn't guessing, it's reasoning through the problem step by step. While advanced reasoning handles your logic, Gemini's multimodal precision handles your data. Most people still pay for specialized OCR software. They think AI can't handle messy real-world inputs. They're wrong. If you're still manually typing out receipts or business cards, you're wasting your time. Gemini turns your phone camera into a professional data entry tool for free. I have a receipt from a restaurant. It's crumpled, it's slightly blurred. I took this with my phone and I'll upload this image directly into the chat. I'll type a specific command, pull out the merchant name, date, items purchased, prices, and total formatted as a table. Watch this. Gemini doesn't just read the text, it understands layouts, it extracts data from charts and even interprets handwriting. Look at that table. It caught the merchant name, the date, and every item price with accuracy. It even reads the small print at the bottom. This works for business cards, invoices, and dense contracts. No more manual searching, no more wasted afternoons. That same visual intelligence applies to your website design. You're probably paying a consultant hundreds of dollars for a UI audit. Or worse, you're launching pages that lose customers because your layout is broken. You don't need a designer for the first pass, you need Gemini. Go to the bottom of the chat interface and click on the paperclip icon to upload a screenshot of your website's landing page. I'll type, analyze this layout and tell me what's working and what's not. Watch this. Gemini scans the entire visual structure. It flags navigation text that's hard to read and a heavy intro that kills your conversion rate. It even notices repetitive social media icons and weird image placement. That is professional grade design feedback. It hits the ScreenSpot Pro benchmark, which measures how well the model understands interface elements. You now have a creative director on demand. Design feedback is powerful, but actually creating the assets is where the real leverage is. Most AI image generators are just toys. They can't handle text, they mangle fingers, that you spend hours in Photoshop fixing their mistakes. That ends now. Google built Nano Banana Pro specifically for your professional assets. It is currently the best model for rendering legible and accurate text inside of images. Go to the bottom of the Gemini interface, click on the tools icon and select create images. I'll type this realistic prompt. Generate a realistic image of a modern home office with a standing desk and dual monitors, professional lighting, commercial photography style, and watch this. Give it 15 seconds to render and look at that quality. It looks like a professional stock photo. Now I'll refine it with natural language. I'll type, make the lighting warmer. Gemini adjusts the visual instantly, but here's the killer feature. I'll prompt for a YouTube thumbnail with a bold text that says AI Tools 2026. Look at that screen. The text is crystal clear, there are no distorted letters, there are no spelling errors, and you get 2 of these per day if you're on the free plan. Stop paying for expensive image subscriptions. You have a professional designer built right in your browser. Once your visuals are set, you need the intelligence to back them up. Most people waste hours digging through Google. They open dozens of tabs just to find one useful fact. That's an expensive way to work. Gemini has a feature called Deep Research. It isn't just a search engine, it is an autonomous research agent. Go to the bottom of the interface and click on the Tools button, select Deep Research. I'll type, research the 5 most discussed AI breakthroughs from the last 90 days. I'll add, focus on practical applications for marketers and include source links. Watch this. Gemini doesn't just start searching, it pauses to generate a strategic research plan. This usually takes 2 or 3 minutes. Don't refresh the page. Now look at the result. You get a multi-page structural report. Every single claim is linked to it so you can verify it yourself. It found the exact conversion benchmarks. It identified the cost per lead for your YouTube content. This is the kind of research that normally takes an entire afternoon. And Gemini just did it in minutes. On the free plan, you get 5 of these reports per month. So stop being a librarian and start being an architect. Deep Research handles the web, but native video analysis handles your competition. Most people think that they need to watch every second of a competitor's video to understand their strategy, and that's a massive time sink. If you're manually hunting through transcripts, you're falling behind. Gemini 3.0 Pro analyzes videos natively. You don't need third-party plugins, you don't need expensive transcription tools. Find a successful competitor demo on YouTube and paste that link directly into the chat box. Type this specific command. Watch this demo and extract every feature mentioned. Organize them by category and include timestamps. Now watch this. Gemini pauses to generate an analysis plan first. It identifies the creator and pulls the transcript. Then it processes the entire video in about 30 seconds. Look at the payoff. It doesn't just summarize, it deconstructs the strategy, it identifies the hook, it flags the specific pain points they address. It even pinpoints the highest retention moments. No manual searching, you just reverse engineered a competitor's entire strategy in under a minute. Now, strategic insights are useless if you can't find your own data to execute them. Most AI tools are isolated. They don't know who you are or what you work on. If you're still digging through folders and emails manually, you're bleeding time. Workspace Extensions change that. They connect Gemini directly to your private data in Gmail, Drive, and Calendar. Go to the bottom left of the interface. Click on Settings and Help, and then select Connected Apps. Make sure the Google Workspace toggle is turned on. Now start a new chat. Type @workspace to activate the extension. I'll tell it to search my drive for Q1 meeting notes and summarize every mention of the budget concerns by date. Now watch this. Gemini doesn't just search, it retrieves and synthesizes. It scans through your entire drive. Now look at that result. It pulls exact mentions from documents you completely forgot about, and it connects isolated facts into a specific report. This replaces a full morning of manual document hunting. Now wait, a word of caution. Gemini gets you 80% of the way there, but these models can still hallucinate. You are the safety net, so you need to verify the claims. Question every assumption and don't trust the AI blindly. Now, once your data is organized, you need to communicate it effectively. You can turn the text into studio quality narration for free. Most platforms like 11 Labs charge you $20 to $40 a month, but inside Google AI Studio, it costs nothing. This is the impatient expert way to create training audio or podcasts without a recording booth. Head over to aistudio.google.com, look at the left sidebar and click on Home, and then open the speech interface. You have 2 options here. You can pick a single speaker for your basic guide, or you can pick a multi-speaker option. This lets you create dynamic back and forth conversations between different voices. I'll paste a realistic podcast script right here in the text box. On the right side, you can select different voice profiles from the drop-down. Now look at the style instructions box. I'm going to type, keep it high energy and conversational. I'll add, speaker A is skeptical, and speaker beat is enthusiastic. Hit run. Now give it about 30 seconds to render and watch this.
I've seen enough AI hype to last a lifetime, so what makes Gemini 3.0 actually different? It's the reasoning. It doesn't just predict the next word anymore, it actually plans out its logic before it even starts typing. Okay, but can it actually handle a real marketing budget? I've seen these models fail at basic math before. That's exactly why you use thinking mode. It calculates the ROI, compares the long-term value, and actually shows you the math. If it can really automate my research and competitive intel, then maybe it's worth the switch. It's not just a switch, it's a total paradigm shift, and we're just getting started.
The voices sound incredibly natural. They aren't just reading separate lines in a vacuum, and they react to each other dynamically with realistic pacing. It sounds like a real recording session. You now have access to studio-grade audio without a budget. Audio is just one layer, but video is the next frontier for your ads. You're likely paying for expensive stock footage subscriptions, or worse, you're using flat, boring, static images for your social media ads. That ends now. Gemini 3.0 Pro includes Veo 3.1. It is Google's most powerful video generation model. It transforms a single static photo into a realistic 8-second cinematic clip. The crazy part is most people using Gemini don't even know they have access to this. So look at the sidebar on the left. Select the video generation icon. I'll upload a product photo of a smartphone on a dark surface. I'll type this specific command. Animate this as a looping video. Subtle movements, camera slowly zooms in, lighting shifts slightly, and watch this. It takes a couple of minutes to process the motion and render the frame. Don't close the tab, just wait for the result. Now look at that. The smartphone rotates smoothly on the surface, neon lights pulse across the screen, exactly like I asked. The camera zoom is flawless. Veo 3.1 generates native audio that is synchronized with the movement automatically. You now have a realistic, professional video ad created from one image in under 3 minutes. Cinematic ads need a destination, and that destination is a high converting app or page. You think you need to hire a developer for every little project? You're wrong. You're bleeding cash on simple landing pages and internal portals. The technical barrier has just collapsed. We have entered the era of vibe coding. Head back over to AI Studio. Now look at the left sidebar. Click on the build button. I'm going to type a realistic request. Build an event registration landing page. Include fields for name, email, ticket type, and a payment form. Make the design clean and modern. Now watch this. Give it a couple seconds and then AI Studio instantly starts planning the structure. It writes the code from scratch and builds the interface in real time. Now look at that. A fully functional page with a dedicated pricing and input fields. And if you don't like a button color, just tell it to change. The app will update it instantly. You stop paying for mini app tools because you can build them for free inside of Google AI Studio. Now that you have the app, the ads, and the data, but you still need to present it to stakeholders, you're likely wasting entire days inside of PowerPoint or Google Slides. You're manually summarizing reports and hunting for icons. That's a low leverage trap. NotebookLM turns raw data into professional presenter deck in minutes. Head over to NotebookLM and then click on Create New Notebook and upload your realistic dense 50-page PDF. Now look on the right-hand side and find the slide deck card and click Edit button. Select Presenter Slide to keep the audience focused on you. Add your custom style instructions in the text box. I'll type use a minimalist dark mode aesthetic with professional corporate visuals. Watch this. Now look at that. The design is clean, the typography is perfectly placed, and the content flows logically from your raw data. You can export it as a PDF immediately. One warning though, these slides are exported as images, not editable text. If you want to edit the PDF, make sure to watch this video. Now you have the logic to outperform 99% of AI users. But knowing the features is only half the battle. You need to know the top 1% workflows to actually scale your results. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and watch this next video where I break down the secret NotebookLM strategies that nobody is talking about yet. Click right here and I'll see you over there.